least 16, right? Empaths for 16. Alright. I'm having some more delusions tonight, alright? About, well, they keep calling me a pedophile. Things like that. And the only girl I've ever been around was one that was 12, and I had sex with her mother and stuff on the couch there too. Another girl that was 12, and I again slept with her mother, and then Daphne too, and again she had a 4-year-old daughter. Right? Now I didn't sleep with any other daughters, right? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about there, right? But Daphne, I was sleeping on the couch because of she leaving me stranded in Tennessee. With the other one, she went back to her room, as did the other mother, right? And I slept on the couch in both situations, right? Now, that's all I know to where I was around a 12 or 11-year-old. I'm not sure of their age either because it was 23 years ago, yeah. And one was in 93 and was in 94 after the fall, right? That's all I know. And like I said, each girl, the first girl though, with the mother in the apartments on Ocean View, she put her vagina in my face, literally vagina, not Daphne started, right? Now, that's what I based that one upon anyway, right? If a girl was to put her vagina in your face or something, what do? You tell her mom. You tell her mom. And that's the point there, right? For anyone inquiring about all this. Now, again, I keep blacking out though, and things be moved around the house, not where I left them, things like that. That indicates someone, somehow, is coming into the house and moving my shit around while I'm semi-awake, right? Or conscious one minute, but then I find it missing the next, right? Right. Well, that's human interaction that I'm having amnesia over, right? Well, like I told you, if I hit a concrete building when I fell in the 3-story fall, or a nightstick cracked my head or something, or the windshield collapsed on my head, but little Roddy was in the car with me in the passenger side, and the whole windshield collapsed on both of us, which would have happened that way. And yet little Roddy didn't have a cut on him. That one is the big mystery there, right? Not the second one, but the second one is a mystery too, because there's only one time I would have talked about that anyway, is if I was arguing with somebody about landing the fall, not falling 3 stories, right? And being injured in the fall, right? Well, see, I didn't even talk to my mom on that, and ever bring up the subject of me and Amanda or Daphne doing anything, right? And I wouldn't. Nor Daphne's mom, nor Jonathan, right? Now I'm sort of, have to tell Jonathan too because of all the harassment, right? But if it was Salvador, right, for instance, he wasn't even there, so he can't say anything. And it'd be stupid of him to say something, or he would be a suspect, right? Right. But if it was someone on base, of course, like a security guard or one of the other guys, it doesn't matter who, right? There's always a ringleader, right? Trying to hurt a person who's not into what he's into, right? And if it's sex with a man, I'll never be into that, right? Not gonna make me, I just say flat out no, right? Which is the only thing I can figure out, right? Now, hypothetically, though, they would have to bring me a girl who looks at least 16 or younger, right? And give her a fake ID, hypothetically, there. And that's why this is a delusion, not reality. And her come to me, we have sex or something, and I would try to talk her out of it to a point, but ask her, do you fear they would rape us both? And things like that, right? And that's the point. If both of us are forced into a situation, right, where the girl knows they want me, but is afraid they might want her too. Is that not a dual rape? Right? Them forcing me and the girl to have sex, so we're not. Well, I don't even know who she is, and even if she remembers the sex, they don't want me to because it's their crime. You see what I mean? Right? They know that too, right? I keep telling them that probably too. That's your crime. That's your crime, not mine. I don't seek the girl to have sex with her. You brought her to me and we had sex. Because she feared you would rape her too, right? That's a double rape on your head, right? And if you are doing that to her, you kill her, you might can murder her. I don't know. But you know you can't murder me because I keep coming back no matter what you do, right? That's why I'm saying it hypothetically or as part of my delusions. I don't know if this is what's really happening with my keys. But I know this, I know where I put them. They're still on my dresser where I left them tonight. Now, since I'm, semi-dressed because I've been laying down for a few hours. 2, since my latest video, I have to lay down periodically because of my back and ankle. And again, right? I'm not seeking anyone but an adult female, and I don't go looking to date a 16-year-old, right? I told them that before, right? Or younger, or older, right? I'm just sort of in the hibernation type waiting period, right? Now, if you keep doing it with young girls, you gotta supply them with a fake ID, because, I ID'd Molly, right? That was on the channel y'all had took down too, by the way. There's part 1 of one of them is a part 2, but the part 1 was on my old channel, right? That's why you see 1 as a part 2, but no part 1. By the way, it was Shane One Lucky, right? Which is where they started bringing this all up. Mm-hmm. And that's where I started asking the guy, well, what happened? I let it fall, right? In the first place, because if you're not knocked out in the fall, who else would know about me and Daphne anyway but someone I talked to about it around the time of the fall, right? And my mother wouldn't accuse me of doing something with the child, because she knows I wouldn't, she knows you wouldn't. Nor would Daphne, because she knows nothing happened, it never happened. Now, Sal wasn't there, but for him to accuse me or Daphne makes him look crazy because he wasn't there either. Or the girlfriend, like they were molesting her, but not me or Daphne, right? So I mean, there too, right? Now, this is eliminating, in a way, the usual suspects too, right? And showing whoever is doing this, they need to stop. Now, it could trace back to Pastor Davis or Pastor Thomas, I don't know, right? But I would tell him that depends on what, right? If I called Pastor Thomas before he got to me, right? Or Daphne too, right? If I called Daphne, then you can say, okay, she attacked me, right? If I didn't call her or Pastor Thomas, you can't say they attacked me, nor me. I'm dealing with hypotheticals, right? Possibilities and presenting the usual people who could do that or not. But I also tell him, though, how could I be 3 weeks on base if it's Daphne, right? For one, if I have a problem with Daphne of any sort, we worked it out to both our satisfactions, or I wouldn't be standing here before you now, more than likely. Because let me tell you, if she left me stranded in Tennessee, I did not want to do anything with her daughter when she came in there, period. I wouldn't. Except ask her one simple question. Who showed you to even come in there to me? Anything else, I would be making it up for him, because he wouldn't drop it. And I would say different possibilities. If she came in there and woke me up in her crotch, or belly button, or vagina, or whatever you want to call it, was in my face, I would just tell her mom and get it over with, right? And ask her who showed her that, right? Now, all I'm telling you is the same scenario. If she came in there to me, I would ask her who showed her that. If she were to come in there to me And I waved her over, and she was more aggressive. I'd ask her who showed that. If she was coming on to me and I woke up and I got on top of her and stopped, I would stop and ask her who showed her that, right? Every story I told, I asked her who showed her that, and she answered me, Grandma. And every story I told, I said, this would seem dreamlike, because normally in normal pedophilia situations, the child is not the aggressor coming in there to the adult, right? The adult has to go in there to the child, and that's usually if she's sleeping in a separate room than her mother, idiot. Yeah. And I'm sure I would tell him that too. Well, she was probably sleeping, I know she was sleeping with her mother. I know. I'm not interested in the 4-year-old. I was interested in the mother. Right? And that's what's pissing him off the most. I keep revealing what he did to me, and he hates me for it, right? And the only reason he would hate me for it is he's married, has a wife, and is secretly gay. A closeted gay, right? And bisexual at that if he has a wife with 2 children. Which is what they keep telling me. Now they keep acting like one is the male and one is the female. Well, we know what that means in homosexual communities. Who's getting it in the butt and who's not. Right? One plays the capture and one plays the picture, right? We know all that. We know all that. Gay or not, gay or not. We know how it works with male and female, so if you want to play that role with the same gender, it works the same way. Right? So whatever you're doing, you're choosing one as the female and one as the male. One pitches, one catches, right? So unless he has a wife, he's not going to want to hurt that, right? Right. So that's the only reason he would hypothetically attack me. Right? But that would mean I know who he is. Because there wasn't just one guy in the security office. There wasn't just one guy in the barracks. And that's the problem too, right? So again, now it might be just one person still arguing with me about it. But if he's got more lovers on the side or whatever, right? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. And I don't know if he's still married or not either. That again could be things of that nature. His problem now, right? Because he's been attacking me for 12 years on YouTube. And if he's doing it while his wife is aware, right? Or she sees him on the computer a lot, guess what, buddy? She can trace you unless you're using one of your lovers to attack me, right? Who's male but plays the female team, right? Now, you probably never switched with him and played the female. I don't know. But some guys always want to pitch, you know what I mean? And never catch, right? Well, I don't even want to pitch or catch because I want a female. That's the point there, right? But all I'm saying, though, about any of this is there's supposed to be delusions, right? Even with Amanda coming in there, that's delusional way to happen, right? In that scene, if it happened at all, the child is being the aggressor, right? Not the adult, right? Which is usually the normal scene. The child would have to come in there to be at 4 and present herself in some provocative way for me to think all that, right? Like being in a child's underwear or t-shirt and wake up with her in my face, right? Or something like that, right? And like I said, maybe she went to bed in that, maybe she went to bed in pajamas. Again, those are normal things a child would wear during August before going to bed. It's a hot month still. It's still October and hot, retard. That's why I keep calling him a retard, right? Whoever it might be. So again, retard means you're slow to learn a lesson from the universe, right? Leave Shane alone. Quit bringing him these young teeny boppers and making them have sex together to where they think they have to too, right? Well, that's the only thing that could be happening too. And they're forcing me and the girl to think what will happen if we don't have the sex too, right? So even if I know she has a fake ID, which I would ask her, they gave you a fake ID, didn't they? Or something like that, right? Two. They would have to, right? And I would tell her, I know. Well, do you think we have to have sex or not? I mean, I don't want to push you out, I know. But what will they do if we don't? Things like that. I mean, you gotta look at it as neither me nor her are in a good situation, right? And then all I can do is say, well, if you want to, I'll show you what I do versus what they might would do to you. Anyway, even if they were to do you their way, I bet my way would be different than theirs. Things like that. I would, of course, do things like oral sex, pursing my lips together and blowing the poor man's vibrator, and things like that with the girl, right? So I won't ask her real name, real age, or real name or anything, because it's probably also a fake name and stuff like that, right? And none of that matters, right? I don't want to know a lot of detail about it either. But when the main guy in this comes to approach me for his final test of me, which he wants my ass, you know what he wants, right? I'm just not giving it to him every time he does it, right? Though he fantasizes, I fantasize about him, I don't, right? Now, I think he's sure whatever he's doing, he steals my breath, right? I don't know how else to describe it to you, but he also knows I'm back, because I give him a timeline of when I will come back, and tell him why I will come back that quickly. I might say within the hour I'll be back, because I still got things I gotta do, motherfucker. Gotta pay my bills. No. You're not my God to determine it's my time to stop paying my bills, motherfucker. You're not the God of me. You're just a human being who wants to rape me, and I'm saying no. And we keep arguing about this shit. You can't take the word no for an example. Statement. You want to fuck me anyway, and that ain't gonna happen. I'll let you kill me first, right? I keep telling you that, right? I know I would. That's why I'm suspicious about both accidents, too. Now, I can only be suspicious about who involved with each one, right? Now, he might want to implicate my stepdaddy. I don't know. I doubt it. I know. Because, like I said, I know. We were all weirded out by it, even Bigrotti. But, he did sort of stick it out till we moved to at least made it to the summer of when I was 17, and then when I was right before I turned 18, we moved to Garden City, Harley Drive, right? So it's not as though after the accident he just, dumped Marceline, or my mom, whatever you want to call her. Renee calls her Marceline. But anyway, the point is, he would think it had something to do with my stepdad because he's married, right? I don't, but he might. And of course, he don't want to get it getting out that he's a rapist, right? Of anyone. He's all perfect, doesn't make him pays his parking tickets or whatever he gets, or don't even get them, right? But that's the wolf in sheep's clothing, right? You're to beware of. Now, like I said, it's not the gay pride people who want to marry another gay man, right? Or gay woman. It's the ones who are married. Now, in Israel, Moses said this: either marry or be celibate. And that's the point, right? John was making in the Revelation, right? When he talked about the eunuchs, right? The people not married, right? Well, Pastor Davis came up with this ingenious idea. Oh, brothers, y'all can jerk off each other and be eunuchs, right? And two of you can masturbate at one time or something. Oh. That's what it seems like to me. Right. And it sort of started with him, and then my shipmates started acting weird. Because he got electrocuted through no fault of my own. Right. Like I didn't even knew anything about the ship. I didn't even know which breaker to turn on or off, or which one to hang the red tag on or off. And there's about 3 or 4 breakers, I think, even on the breaker he was working on. And I didn't know which one he was working on until I walked all around in front of Lieutenant Guzman and saw him working on the front breaker. But from my perspective, he was all the way in the front, but also I was facing him from the back, right? So that means I wouldn't even know where he was at all to turn on any of the breakers as I walked by, right? Oh, that's what I saw him when I first came down and looked specifically at him, but does he remember that? Right. Either, you know. See, he would have to remember me looking at him twice, not once before he was electrocuted, right? See, if I knew where he was at, that means I saw him 2 times, not 1 time, right? Well, I don't remember seeing him 2 times, but 1 time, right? Because I only saw Lieutenant Guzman down there, right? When I went down there, and he came out from behind the bus to begin with and wanted me to go in front of him, right? Well, as I was coming down the stairs, I only saw him. I didn't even see Keaton, right? Because it was to be a divisional job, right? Everyone was in on it, right? And it was for the main electrical shop, which is just about a rewind shop, right? That's the point there, right? And again, I didn't even know which bus King was behind until I got up there with Lieutenant Guzman and then saw him, right? I don't think he wants to admit that either. Now, if Pastor Davis was doing more than jerking off with his Navy guys, right, and they were exposing it on 2020, again, right, this is a fact, right? What isn't a fact, right, is what all happened with the guys when Pastor Davis got them to the motel room, right? Did he rape them too? And he was married to Hazel too, right? That was his wife's name, by the way. Hazel, okay, Davis. I don't know her middle name, but I know her first name was Hazel, right? And Pastor Thomas had a wife named Pamela Davis Thomas, right? And I think Pastor Thomas' name was Edward John Thomas. And I don't know Peter's F name, what the F stands for, but yeah. And then there was one in San Diego, but he had nothing to do with me. Only those 3 trinities of males. And all 3 were married. And Pastor Payne was married to Debbie Davis Payne. I don't know her middle name either, but that's the point. And they had 2 children. And they were girls, and Pastor Davis and Pam Thomas had 2. Pastor Thomas and Pam had 2 girls, and that's all I know for sure. And I think Pastor Lantis was out in San Diego, right? So again, who is hiding behind a facade, right? Pastor Davis. Now Pastor Thomas is in North Carolina somewhere hiding too, right? He's no longer in the open with the church. But Pastor Payne is still running the church as the general pastor, but still, suspicious because he's still teaching Pastor Davis's doctrine. He ain't repented of all that and seen the error in it either. So he's partaker of his evil deeds. He knew what Pastor Davis was doing to a point too. I don't know if he did it with him too, and offered him Debbie as a supplement or what. Same with Pastor Thomas, right? Now, that's called an inner circle of a trinity of males. See what I mean? Right. Now, like I said, I know. There's several things I could have done. I could have also shown the guys on base how I got up on the roof. They could have believed me. I don't know. I don't know. It's not to prove who did it. It's a hypothesis. It's a delusion, maybe even. Because supposedly, I'm thinking I just hit my head against the side of the roof or the side of the building, and it was a thick concrete ledge about 4 inches out and about 6 inches down, and then back into the building, right? So that wouldn't knock you the hell out, idiot. It didn't. I don't know what you're talking about if you think that wouldn't knock anyone out, unless you're talking about a weapon, right? Like a nightstick or a bat or a hockey stick or something of that nature, right? Or something like that, right? A blunt object, right? Now the thing is, if you're gonna mirror a 3-story fall, which is what it looks like they might have done, right? First thing you gotta do is do a head injury, right? To black me out, right? Knock me out. Then do the other part so I don't scream or draw any attention to myself. Well, that's what I think they did at the car accident too, right? Now, they must have thought I wasn't breathing for at least, 5 minutes? Both of them. And that's the point too, right? But again, what happened is then, again, another hypothesis or to some other delusion, right? And I can't prove amnesia, right? What happened when I blacked out, right? All I know is I came to in the hospital at different points in the hospital, right? Unless they brought me to the hospital and I came to in the morgue. Damn! Right, Tom Cruise? Mummy Returns? Almost. A little bit different that time. I don't know. See, like I said, I don't judge anyone, right? But you know if you're doing right or wrong too, right? So you gotta compare yourself to something like Jesus and try to be like him, or the devil, right? And try to be like him, right? Well, I think these people are being like both Jesus and the devil, right? That's what it means to be lukewarm, by the way. I know. You think you're doing something that Jesus would approve of, but he wouldn't. Else how am I talking to you day after day? Now, repentance just means you what? Stop doing the shit you're doing. If you're bringing me 12 to 16-year-olds who look, or say they're 16 with a fake ID, of course, I know they're not probably exactly 16, right, to begin with. So I will talk to them first, right, like I would anyone coming to my house and trying to have sex with me, period. And, regardless of a driver's license or not, I don't just fuck a female and take her to my bedroom. I talk to her because she's about to become a woman, whether I want her to be with me or not, right? Because she wouldn't be there unless they selected her in the first place, thinking I would A, go for her, and B, be interested in her too. That's what I mean. That's what you mean. And that's the point too, right? If it's an Asian looking girl, or not that I care about race, but you know, I sort of prefer that, right? Well, you can't tell with an Asian girl how old they are anyway. You know what I mean? Things like that, right? So they're bringing me a bunch of Asian chicks, because I told Mary Bell I dreamed of her, or things like that. I don't know. That was before that, but yeah. I would have told him. I know. I remember dreaming about an Asian girl one dating Lisa. I know. I might have mentioned that to him, right? Or an American Indian girl, right? But like I said, it's not that I'm racist, though. That could be just a general appearance. Even a blonde dyes their hair blonde somewhat, but they're really a brunette. Know what I mean? Like Hannah over on Smith Avenue, right? She was another pastor's daughter, right? Or reverend's daughter, right? I think he was at the Presbyterian Church on Garden City on Main Street, right? But again, you know, I wouldn't be with her again unless she chose it. And again, I don't remember it because of them, right? Coming to me after she was with me, and again, losing the memory of the encounter, right? But I know she was 16 again, anyway. But only someone who would talk her into that, right? Any girl, if I'm afraid she would get raped or something, if she's a certain age, and she comes to my house mysteriously in the middle of the night, would you know what the hell to do? And you're talking to her and she tells you all this stuff, right? Or you figure out what's going on and you say, well, aren't you a little too young to want to be down here, right? And you're trying to figure out why she's being down there in the first place, because she's supposed to be with her family or whatever, right? So you immediately know if you get a knock on the door and it's a younger girl, something up, right? Right. So what you gonna do? Just talk her, talk to her, trying to figure out what the hell she's even doing at your house, right? Or apartment, or whatever. Now, when I was in the Navy, girls would, I'd walk around the club or whatever. Like I met Rose at the club, and the girl I made love to in the truck, I met those two at the club. I know. The girl in Boston was at the USO, right? I met her there, and we did it in her van. And then, I met the other girl at Shay's party, and we did it in Grand Am, which was black, I know. And then, the girl that was working at the convenience store, we went to one of the back rooms, and there wasn't no, food or anything, nothing weird, but it was just a back room. We did it there. Now, she was the tightest of them all, the girl at the convenience store, as far as she was, shorter and African American, and she was the tightest, and I was with her for about 5 minutes, right? Whatever. And, we did it real quick and got cleaned up in the bathroom, and that does it. Well, and again, that was the second girl. And then it went on from there, right? And that's just how it kept happening. Met Sheena on Palma and off the coast of Spain, right? And we did it under a tree. And again, stuck it in, came, we left. And I walked her back to her ship and saw her the following day when she was on duty, and again, lost track of her, right? Same with Maryville, and then Daphne, before her. But then I was with the girl on Ocean View, the woman on Ocean View, Lisa, then Tanya, then Stephanie, right? That was me trying to break up with Sheena, right? And again, I still wrote to the ship, right? But I don't even know if she was on the ship anymore. And again, she was obviously not, throwing my letters away or not even reading them or whatever, right? Now, when she did send them all back, all right? And it was Ben who made a big deal out of that because I didn't put a stamp on it, right? Well, the only reason I didn't is they told me ship in the mailroom, you don't have to use a postage stamp. Ben, which makes me think you had something to do with it, right? I mean, her breaking up with it. Because he didn't know why. It was weird, I guess, to them that she sent all the letters back and some of them were not stamped, right? Well, that's because the guy at the mailroom told me I didn't have to use a stamp ship to ship, right? Now, I didn't know that at first, and my first few letters were, I used the postage stamp as everyone else would use. But Sheena also wrote me the same way. And so we started off sort of both fully interested in each other, right? I got like 3 good letters from her, and I started writing her too, right? So I already knew her address, the Shenandoah, right? And she gave me her address before I left, and I gave her mine, right? And we started writing each other equally, right? But then she quit writing. And I was like, what the hell? And I didn't hear from her for like almost 3 weeks to a month, right? And again, everything was getting out of whack. I don't know why. And then after Port in Sicily, that's when I got the breakup letter, right? And she sent all my letters back. And she said I went overboard in something and used a fake name like Tina or something, right? At least that's the first name. And I still wrote to her because I didn't know what the hell was going on. Trying to talk some sense in her to figure out what was wrong, right? Because she never told me what I did wrong. I didn't even know, right? All I did was send her some Bible studies from Christian Fellowship Church, which that's just their eye candy to get you into church, right? So they were just scriptures from the Bible with the pastor's personal interpretation of them, but I mean, I don't know if they were really truth or lie, because again, I only told her what they showed me, right? So I was showing her the same thing, right? I did around what was it? The end of April, I think, start hearing the voices of the Jerusalem 3 times, right? Though I never reported to Marceline or in the Navy before that hearing voices. That's the whole point about that. That's why it's service connected. Right? Because of the car accident, I again went to make sure I was psychologically and neurologically fit for full duty, right? And fit for naval duty, right? Dr. Weinrep had it right. That's what I was doing, right? So like I said, this is hopefully the last time I have to talk about this probability that could have happened, right? The motherfucker should just accept I found fucking 3 stars to get over it, right? That's all he should know too, right? Anything else is a delusion on his part too. You can't tell people, oh, I murdered Shane and he's walking around, dumbass. Or I keep murdering Shane and sending him virgins and he keeps fucking them, but he don't die. Right? You can't tell people that. Because then you're the instigator. You're bringing the virgins to me because I'm not going out and meeting anyone right now. Right? I'm single. Right? Trying to find a girlfriend but can't for some reason. You think it's all this pedophilia bullshit? Yeah. But if you're bringing me a young girl and she has a fake ID or something to even get in the house, I immediately would question her to begin with, right? You know, if she drives up in a car or something, or even walks up or something. I don't know. No. This is a delusion. Do you know delusion from reality too? A delusion is a 4-year-old coming on to her stepdad, period. That should be a delusion. That's why Daphne said it never happened. You can't pretend that happened and me and Daphne be happy with you, right? But Daphne is the adult without a mental illness, and I was the one with the mental illness, though she was acting a little odd towards me. I just figured it was because she felt like her mother forced her to marry me and was done with me when she got her daughter back to Virginia, so I moved back to Bays, which I thought was the safest thing for me to do. Dumbass. Right, Daphne? That's what I thought. Just get the fuck out the house of the apartment. Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! Get the fuck out my house, bitch! So I was. And, this took me a little while, about a week or two, but a week, less than a week. By the following Monday, I was back, and that's all I know for sure. Possibly. Somewhere within there, alright. But until then, guess where I'll sleep? At the couch. The couch. And she didn't invite me back into the bedroom either, so I stayed on the what? The couch. The couch. Until Monday. At least Monday to Monday. Now, the chief would have the records, but guess what? 23 years ago, shredded. Right. Right. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. No still means no. Can I have your dollar for the rest of my life? Say yes, and I need to know. Right. But like I said, some people don't know the difference between a hypothesis and a delusion, and trying to find the right woman for you, but not knowing who she is with 5 to 7 billion population now. Right. Whatever, motherfucker. Or daughter fucker. Cause someone who shoots his daughter in the chest, you have to aim, cause a daughter is not the same height as an intruder, you know what I mean? You shoot her in the chest, you aim at the chest. You shoot her in the head, I might believe that was an accident, right? Because she's not as tall as a man, right? But you shoot her in the chest, you aimed and shot her in the fucking chest, asshole. You deserve the death penalty for that shit. And I can only think of one reason a man would pretend his daughter coming home was an intruder and shoot her in the chest, right? And pretend she's tall enough to be a man, right? When she's not. She's a child. 11 years old does not equal the height of a man. You would shoot her in the fucking head, not the chest. See what I mean? Right. That's how you figure out that shit, dumbass detectives or dumbass policemen. Don't mean to put all you down. Some of you do good jobs. Yeah. But some of you just blow my mind. You're like Columbo, but not as smart. You have the Columbo mentality, but are sometimes acting like a Dumbo, right? You can't tell when someone's making up a story. Daughters who are sleeping with their mother do not come in there to their stepdad sleeping on the couch. The stepdad would go into the daughter's room and then molest her, but she was sleeping with the mother, so that wouldn't even happen, right? Right. Y'all follow that train of thought, right, policemen? Or detectives, or private eyes, or whatever? Right. Because no man sleeping on the couch is trying to sleep with anyone but who? Himself. It's a one, person couch, retard. It's not for anyone to fucking be on that couch for fucking him. No one else can sleep on that fucking couch for fucking him. And only if the mother were to invite him back in the bedroom would he be in any other position otherwise. Don't you know that? You never been in a fight with your wife before and had to take the fucking couch because you're an asshole? Yeah. Whatever. I don't know about real life. That's not a delusion. That's real life. Right. That's what I mean. You gonna make fucking sense or not, right? I know I'm delusional, but you're more delusional than I am if I'm sleeping on the fucking couch and said that in the fucking blog anyway. Alright. Before you started this shit, idiot. Without being a witness to it, idiot. Whoever the fuck you are, motherfucker. Right? And I know Daphne wouldn't invite me back in with her fucking 4-year-old daughter, idiot. That would be child endangerment and she would know it. She would know it. And she would go to jail for that shit because she knew I was paranoid schizophrenic since I met her. Right? She knew about Sheena, everything. She also knew I was tired of girls like Sheena It might be an easy mark to leave her that fast. One of the guys, like I told her, like a second class petty officer in the E5, he said he didn't think we would make it even 6 months, and we didn't. We did. He was right when we did it. I don't know if she remembers that, but I do. We were both looking, not wanting it to be true, but obviously he was right. What can you do about it? And of course, I had some delusions that she was with a first class petty officer or something, and it was a big black guy. I don't know. After she was with me, while we were living in the apartment or something, when she was working on base herself. But that's just hopefully a delusion. But she was already pregnant by me, so it didn't matter. I mean, whatever. But again, I know. That's a delusion, though, in the relationship. But I know Jonathan is my son. Patrick, I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but that was Mariel. Right? And like I said, everyone's acting strange about that too, right? But me, they're acting like all delusional, right? And getting pissy with me for caring about the possibility he can be my son because of the timing, right? Like I wouldn't care about Jonathan and Patrick through two different mothers. Like David didn't have a bunch of children himself. So did Solomon, by the way. 1,000 women might equal 1,000 children, dumbasses. I don't know. I'm dumb. I don't know what to say. I've been telling that to you. Sorry for real retarded people. But I only do that because I was classified retarded in the 3rd grade myself, right? I was sort of a slow learner, right? But I also, when I had my male teacher, Mr. Martin, grew out of it, right? Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. And they, his male and female side, and if they're both. Maybe he can be all three, dumbass. I don't know. Maybe he can be a trinity of males, trinity of hermaphrodites, and a trinity of females. What do I know? Have you seen Jesus at any time? Does he appear to you nightly in your dreams? Right. Well, you would have to go back 2,000 years in time to even see him on the cross, and the only male witness there besides the women was John, right? The rest of them fled, even Peter, right? Because he denied him 4 times. If I'm reading it right. Right, John? Right, John. The divine. Before and after the cross. He didn't want to tell the whole truth, right? What it really meant when he became 3, right? And he metamorphed. The key word is morph. Metamorph. More than one form. Like a moth is from a metamorphed caterpillar, right? Well, Jesus metamorphed, right? Just like a caterpillar morphs into a butterfly, right? In a cocoon. Except when Jesus metamorphed, they saw 2 other figures with him, who they assumed with their Jewish intellect it was Moses and Elijah. Nope. Plus, they were more facing Jesus and talking to him, not their dumbasses anyway. So what the hell do they know what they look like? And you're looking at someone from behind anyway, so, I guess it's Moses and Elijah he's talking to. And then they asked him, why saith the prophets that Elijah must come first? And he just answered their question. John the Baptist was Elijah, by the way. Y'all don't want to hear that either. So he was a reincarnated Elijah, right? Not the physical form of Elijah placed in the womb like Jesus was, as an incarnation of Elijah, but the spirit of Elijah placed in the body of John the Baptist, who went forth, like Gabriel said, in the spirit and power of Elijah. And Jesus confirmed this twice in Matthew, right? Once when he was around the time he was beheaded, right? And then when he transfigured in the 3 figures, right? And they thought 2 of them were Moses and Elijah. First off, when did they last see Moses and Elijah, or had a description of it to even know what they looked like, right? So that was their assumption That was most of the logic to begin with. See? That's just freaking logical. That's just freaking logical. Oh, logical. When I was young, seemed that life was so wonderful. Oh, magical. Oh. That's the point. There's a time when all the world's asleep. Please tell me who I am. Who I am. Who I am. Something like that. But I can't sing or impersonate, can I? Fine, second shit. So anyway, been laying down, so hopefully the dumbass will just accept that I fell 3 stories and was injured in a 3-story fall. Trying to bring up old dirt that never happened, right? Or there would be DNA evidence linking me to it. Unless you got some kind of audio recording, like I said, or video, then show me yours and I'll show you mine, right? Type deal. Because if you got evidence and you can bring it forward, whoever is involved with it will bring it forward immediately, right? No one sits on evidence for 23 years if it's solid evidence and can't be explained in court, right? Unless you're wanting to go back to the days of the Inquisition and things like that, right? Which still, if I'm dealing with a mental illness, right, you can't say I consciously was even aware of what was going on until a certain point, maybe. I don't know. You gotta give me at least a minute or two if I was just trying to go to sleep and the child was something in there with me, maybe. You know what I mean? Or woke me up, maybe. However the means. And it's August and it was in her underwear and t-shirt and her vagina would not be in my face, close or far away. I'm sleeping on the couch and wake up to her in there with me. Whatever. I don't care. Prove she didn't say grandma, if she did. Case closed. Go on to another. Bye.